Live, man. RespectMyRegion.com. Back on another episode of the Morning Joint Podcast. This is officially the episode of 109, folks. Again, I'm Joey JayPing, RespectMyRegion.com. We've got a very special guest today. We've got Bianca, the Senior Client Success Specialist over at Treez, which is Treez.io if you want to look at their website and all that good stuff. But Treez is the cannabis industry's premier enterprise software platform. Bianca, correct me if I'm wrong. We've got point of sale. That's a big focus. We've got e-com, payments, a white glove customer service experience where you guys really send a team in there to like get it set up and really handhold and get these retailers operational quicker and faster. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff today. We're going to go over some of the work that you specifically do to kind of help customers succeed. But before we get there, Bianca, I got to shout out our sponsor, Seedless Media. Seedless Media is a full-service marketing agency, you guys. They handle everything from data-driven ads and programmatic and Google AdWords. We work with them with website stuff and SEO. There's just a lot of great things there, and they have a pretty strong relationship with Treez as well. So make sure you guys tap in. Now, Bianca, happy Monday. Good morning.
Happy Monday, Joey.
You're in New York, yeah? You in the city?
I am in New York. I'm in the city.
Nice. So when I ask where in the world, you are in NYC, the Big Apple, going to the World Series. I imagine it's a fun time to be there right now.
Go Yankees.
Come on, man. Yankees. I am over here in Los Angeles, so you know it's Dodger territory over here. But my Raiders just got their butts kicked yesterday by the Rams, so today's not an LA day. Today's not an LA day. You know what I'm saying? Today's about cannabis. Today is about cannabis data. It's about retail. It's about Treez. You guys have changed my life, the trajectory that RMR was headed. And so I owe it to you guys to show love, and specifically to you, Bianca, because you are the senior client success specialist there at Treez. What does that mean exactly in terms of your ability and helping these cannabis retailers grow?
So as the senior customer success manager at Treez, I get to work with the majority of our enterprise clients. So large MSOs with big teams that need, a decent amount of assistance and support from our side, as well as smaller operators, 3 to 5 store operators. And I even have a few single store operators that I just love working with and have helped them grow their business, that I just have to stay with them, because with Treez, it's not just like we are your software support team. We are like family. Like, some of these people invite me to their homes for Thanksgiving. We cultivate a really close relationship and build that trust because we, are very transparent. We tell people what will work for their business, what may not work for their business, and essentially serve as like your cannabis business consultant built in with your software subscription.
I can't help but think about, like, when I listen to you speak and kind of like reading between the lines. These MSOs, some of them got hundreds of locations. Some of them got tens of locations, 20, 50. I think some of them have 70 plus, 116 for some of them. So it's like, I imagine that being a part of their marketing team or being a part of their point of sale, just their retail experience, that's like you overseeing like regional quantities of McDonald's and Walmarts and like just trying to run these different promotions and deals, buying habits. There's a lot of different data that goes into all retail at the end of the day, right? Oh, yeah. Like, there's so many different points and products and relationships that go into it. What do you feel? And this is me expanding. I haven't even started smoking it, so I'm already taking it a direction. But what are some of those key focuses that you find yourself really, spending a lot more time and energy on while you're helping these customers, while you're managing these customers and helping them succeed?
Really supporting their internal teams. I mean, if you're a large MSO, you usually have a pretty decent marketing size team, a retail operations team. Your retail operations team needs a direct line to their software providers in order to support their teams on the ground floor. And that's exactly what we provide. I mean, I'll meet at least 3 times a week with some of my large enterprise clients, and then I'll meet, monthly with my smaller locations as well. So
that's crazy.
They need transparency. They need to know what features are coming out, what new tools they have to support their business, as well as staying on top of the data and being able to get them different tools to be able to access that data in near real time, so that they can do their job to the best of their abilities. I mean, running a large cannabis operation, it definitely takes a village, and Treez, joins your village once you, get on our point of sale.
It's like we're in the middle of sports right now, right? So it's like you have all these different players that wear their hats, and like you run some sports, football 11 players, basketball 5, right? Baseball, I forget the number, but the reality is like if everyone's not playing their role at that time, then the engine isn't running as smooth. And when you think about retail, this technology, this human element, this e-com website element, if one of those isn't working, then it's clunky and it creates friction, right? And that's where someone who's used to buying through a website, now they can't come in. It's so easy for someone to go to another website, and the dispensary's 5 minutes the other direction instead of 5 minutes this direction, right?
Mhm.
And so having somebody like you on the team with that kind of weekly or monthly access, that allows people to, like you said, understand their technology, these resources, maybe faster, maybe more effectively, or to a higher degree, right? If
Mhm.
you're not there ready for that next at bat, right? If you're not there for that phone call, then they're kind of stranded. If they're trying to make an offensive like sale push, if they're
Well,
trying to
yeah.
do some marketing moves, they're kind of stranded if they can't get a hold of somebody to help.
Yeah, well, and to play up on the sports metaphors, I mean, it's almost like if you're trying to get really good at a certain pitch, or you want to know where you can improve, and you're essentially, I'll meet with GMs, I'll meet with inventory managers, I'll coach them on ways to help them do their job more efficiently, or look at data points they may not be aware of looking when assessing, say, inventory performance or restocking or bud tender performance. Is my team really selling, or like, they just having a great time on the sales floor? Like,
Yeah,
there's a
my,
lot
my
of
favorite thing. Hey,
areas
what
to look
brings you
at.
in today? Oh, I'm looking for an indica sativa hybrid. Here, thanks, bye. Like that's not selling. That's you making $15 an hour and going home at the end of the day, right? Like
Yeah.
we're talking about growing revenue. So this is where I equate customer success manager, specialist strategist to almost like that offensive coordinator, right?
Mhm.
That coach that
Absolutely.
really specializes in ramping up the gas a little bit, figuring out what sells, what's moving. I know a big part of retail information that Treez is really helpful at navigating is wasted budget on inventory that's not moving, right?
Yes.
I know that's something that's a big problem in cannabis retail is you have these buyers, these managers, and we got a good relationship, right? We've known each other for a few years now.
Mhm.
I guess that automatically means I should give you the best price and all the BOGOs, right? Like you get these relationships that are so humanly driven, so much bias going into it that we buy more from our friends and we take advantage of these opportunities that they're presenting because they got a direct one-on-one with us. But that may not be always what the data is suggesting, right?
Yeah, and also how to understand the data. I mean, you could look at a product that you just brought in 2 weeks and it's not selling well. Well, has it had enough time on your shelf? Are your bud tenders communicating to the customers that there's a new drop? This is what's great about this product. Oh, here's where it was grown. Here's the terpene profile. Also, arming your bud tenders with the products where you do have the highest margins on, and making not just like preferential recommendations, but also strategic recommendations of like, hey, we kind of want to move these items. Like, who can help us get these off of our sales floor? Or here's some new products. Let's see if people actually really do like them, and see if that actually translates into your sellable velocity, and aka into your revenue.
I find what you just said pretty interesting because there are you use this word preferential preferences. Bud tenders love to only talk what they know about, which is dangerous because they talk about what they can afford. They talk about what's given to them. They talk about what comes with a certain level of experience, not something that they may have some honest opinion about, something that they've been gifted or given or had to purchase. That's a whole different world when you're talking about recommendations. It's a whole different
Mhm.
world when you're talking about in some places medical recommendations, right? Like
Totally.
and so it's like I walk into a store, you have this culture these days of high THC, right? You go to you go to a delivery service, it's just high THC, what they talk about, what they talk about. So I go in there, they don't know that I'm a medical patient and that I don't necessarily care about that. What am I automatically most often going to be suggested? The highest THC, whatever they've tried, whatever they can afford, whatever they like. We're not necessarily the same. We're from different places. So it's just really important, right, to leverage this kind of data that you guys have access to, and particularly you as a human, to work with a human like you, to have access to a human like you. The reality is to buy into Treez, to have access to a human like you. So that way you can help them understand their demographics. You can help these dispensaries understand segmentation and things of that nature. Now, I took it a direction because I love this kind of conversation. I love retail. I love marketing. I love people and the trends and
Me
stuff.
too.
Let's circle back. Let's circle back to the actual talking points today of what makes Treez truly special from the other cannabis point of sale technology companies. In your eyes, you're the customer success manager. You're the senior one at that. What do you feel and what do you hear makes you guys truly different and special?
I really think that we keep our focus on our core product, which is the point of sale. So we are actively always improving it. I think people get stuck on like, oh, here's this feature request, here's this enhancement. The reality is like Treez builds them. Like we've rolled out a ton of new features from our latest one with bud tender suggestions, where we actually show you all of your deals in one place at the point of sale. I always say Treez is like stoner proofing everything. So it's like
Ooh.
anybody can
You
use
can
it.
have all the deals listed at the point of sale, so a bartender
It's
can just say, "Hey, do
awesome.
you want to take advantage of this real quick? You're buying a pre-roll. Are you sure you don't want this one real quick?"
Yeah.
Wow.
Or you're a part of this special customer group. These are all the products that are on sale for you today. Oh, you want like a specific indica,
Woo,
uh,
girl, this is
you
dope.
know, indica cart. Here, we can find exactly which ones are on sale for you today. Because the reality in this economy, everybody is more budget conscious. And cannabis, obviously, we have quite a bit of daily smokers in our community, but not everybody is buying cannabis like weekly, monthly. So every time that person comes in, you really want that opportunity to capitalize on, giving them an array of products and getting
Mhm.
that ticket lineup. So everybody knows, unfortunately, deals saturate a lot of this business. And your bud tenders don't say, hey, actually, if you buy two of those, you can get this as well. Then you just missed out on like a higher ticket.
Oh my
So
gosh.
showing them all of that at the point of sale. I mean, I'm sure you've walked into dispensaries, they hand you a list of all their deals. They have it printed somewhere. They have it in a
That's
small
not as
menu, and it
effective.
like,
That is not as effective as a human specifically saying, "Hey, Joey, I noticed you bought vapes the last time you were here. We have this going on today. Oh, and by the way, in 3 days from now, we've got this." Like, it's so easy
I mean,
to
we
just
actually put
slide a
all of that
conversation
right
there.
in the point of sale. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Do you want to see it?
Hey, can we bring it up?
Yeah, here, let me show you.
Beautiful. Yeah, could you hit the you can actually hit the share screen button. There we go. Let me go ahead and click that little bring it on for us. Oh, one sec. There she goes. Bianca's ready, you guys. She gonna walk
All
us
right.
through. She actually gonna walk us through right here for y'all.
So
All
we
right.
got our favorite customer here, Kendrick Kung Fu Kenny, right here. He hates Drake, and Money Trees is the perfect place for shade. But I can actually see all of his favorites if I click this button right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then say he's like, hey, what's on sale today? I've got $200 million in my pocket. Just kidding. They can actually click here on suggestions and see all the products that are on sale.
Wow.
And then they can even click into them and actually put them into their point of sale right from here or scan them in. So
So
it's
so what you're
pretty
telling me is
awesome.
this. You literally so hey, what's going on, Bianca? Appreciate you. You're gonna be checking me out today. Oh, okay, great. So now we're actually at the point of sale. I'm at the register, and you're like, cool. Joey's checked in. I'm Kung Fu Kenny. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, you click the suggestions, and it comes up, and then all those deals come back up, and then you
Yeah,
can
you
just
can
add
see
it
all of
straight
those.
from there.
Yep, exactly. It's amazing. And then you can also see all the customers' favorites, what they purchased prior. You can see any notes. You can see what kind of
Wow.
customer groups they're in, how often they shop. This is all just an insane amount of information at the tips of the fingers for the bud tenders that makes those upselling or communicating any deals extremely easy. And that is like what makes Trees special, is that we really want to make it, we want people to sell weed well and make it as easy for their bud tenders as possible. So these types of functionalities are things that we're constantly evolving and rolling out. And I'm just really excited to see something this cool, because I remember us talking about it like a while ago and
Yeah,
finally
dude,
got it
this
in
is.
here, and it's
Can you
awesome.
actually go back and can we walk through that from the very beginning just real quick so someone can see how quickly it actually happens,
Yeah.
right? So I've already checked in at the dispensary, right? And now I'm there. So
Yeah.
someone walked me around, I'm at the checkout, and now I'm there. They're like, "Yo, can I see your ID again?" They scan it, and my name says Kung Fu Kenny. So this is what shows up when someone scans my ID, and I'm already been to that dispensary. This is my profile, correct?
Yep, I can see, things about them. Even if they've opted in for AIQ, we have one of the best integrations there. And then even if you have poll displays, you see this show to customer on a front-facing screen. You could
Oh,
also
wow.
just click it and push it over there, and then they
And
could
let
see what
them pick.
you're running too. Yep.
Wow. So, I mean, you
So
think about different levels of customer service, Bianca, right? And I always equate cannabis customer service with, I always say it's at a lower tier than the mall, right? Because you can go to the mall. We could go to the mall right now. You could walk into JCPenney, Max, Sephora, Ulta, and we're going to get hit with a level of customer service that is quite similar in all reality to this. They're going to be
yeah.
able to have access to this level of data, come in, see my JCPenney profile, see my makeup profile, my recent purchases, or my skincare routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is. And they're going to be able to make informed recommendations from there. And people like to complain about that word upsell because, oh, cannabis, medical, oh, bro, it's 95 degrees in some of these states. Please upsell me a beverage for God's sake. Don't just ask me
Yes,
if I want an indica.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Come on.
And I mean, because this is such an industry of relationships, I mean, you get to know your customers at your dispensary. Like, it always feels good when you walk in, they know what you like to buy, and they're like, hey, actually, we just got this new flower. I know you're a top shelf girly. You want to try this brand? They're super dope. They're based on Mendo, whatever the case is. And, when you also get to see what they're purchased before, what deals, you can make just the best recommendation and curate that relationship. People shop also not only just based on price point product, everybody feels like, but also through connections and relationships. They're like, these bud tenders know me, they know what I like. I've been shopping here forever. Now we just made it easier for them to tell them, what is actually on sale, what pertains to them, instead of them, sifting through pages of deals.
And I can't stand when someone's like, yo, what do you recommend? And they're just like, they kind of roll their eyes or take that breath, and then they go to the sheet because they don't know what's going on. At the
I hate
very,
the sheets. They
I
make me
can't
crazy.
stand that. That is so rude at the end of the day. And it happens to all the retailers watching. It happens everywhere. It happens
It does.
look in the mirror. It happens at your store. Whether you know it or not, it happens at your store. So it's like, to be able to prevent those poor experiences, those lower quality human interactions, you should be relying on technology. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that I prefer going into an Apple store and having the Apple thing, but I will tell you this: shit gets done, and I leave the Apple store pretty happy, right? And so I'll take winning at this and losing over here for an 8 or a 9 out of 10 overall experience, right?
Absolutely.
Walking out with the things
It's
that I
all about
want.
empowering the retailer. Like,
Yes.
what helps from your bud tender to your inventory manager to your GM, AGM, owners, accountants. I mean, at Treez, I basically work with every single person on their team. I'm supporting everyone to get them what
You're
they
the
need to do their
extendo
job
clip.
well.
You're the extendo clip, right? You get
Yeah.
more bullets, deeper bullet. And I know people don't like guns or
I
whatever.
prefer
But
ace
the
in the
reality is,
pocket,
when we
if you
talk
will.
about trying to shoot for points here, we're shooters. We're shooting for points,
Okay.
right? Back to the sports. You're a shooter and you're getting added to the team, and you know which spots on the court to shoot from. You know which spots the other players should be shooting from. You know what type of shot, which product type it is, and where and what days of the week. There is no more
What type of
valuable
deal to
data.
run?
Right. There is
Mhm.
no more valuable data and no more valuable of a person have on your team than the coordinator who puts people in the right positions to succeed. And so I'm a big fan of Treez for that kind of reason, because you all have put me in the position to succeed. And this is where one of the key ways that I have been succeeding is I identify people that rock with other companies besides Treez. I don't do it on purpose. It just happens. I know so many retailers. I'm always talking and running and gunning. It just happens. And then I find out that they had major problems on 420. Their annual birthday, their celebration, the day that's supposed to be about their friends and family, their shit goes down, causing the utmost stress on their busiest, most celebratory, family dedicated day.
That just shouldn't happen.
It's just that kind of shit just shouldn't happen. The
No.
inconsistency, the consistent inconsistencies with so many of these other companies kills me, and that's what has led me to be successful as your guys' partner. This leads me to my next topic. when companies transition away from their other company, like when a
Mhm.
retailer transitions away from this one, this one.
Sure.
There's
Yeah.
different groups all over the country. And I'm gonna say there's the Dutchies, there's the Blaze, there's the Flow Hubs, there's the Indica Online, there's this one, there's just where I'm from. I think it's Posabit or something like that in Washington. I don't even. There's so many people don't even know when the retailer switches away from them, no matter who they are. Treez steps in, and you guys do what's called a white glove experience. You set them up, you train them, you onboard them. I believe you even take care of a lot of the heavy lifting, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we try to make switching point of sales as seamless as possible. You're given a full team. Our implementation team is, you'll have like a dedicated implementation manager. You'll have a customer success manager. Hell, even the sales exec gets involved and is like a part of that
I've
process.
heard
So,
I've heard of
yeah,
it.
I
I've
mean,
heard. I've been on those calls when a friend of ours gets a text and it's like, "Yo, all hands on deck. We got a big whale. We gotta do all their shit in this much time. Ready, go."
and we
Like,
will. Yeah,
yep.
we'll do data migration. I mean, of course we do data migration. You have to do that. But, we take you through like your kickoff, assessing your hardware, helping you source hardware if you need help with that, payments, figuring out which one is the best solution for you. And then we'll go through training. We'll do like Zoom trainings, but we can also even do on-site training as well for certain clients who want it. I mean, I'll go in person. I'll train their whole team in person. Work with their GMs, the owners, make sure everybody knows from compliance to inventory to closing out their cash drawers at the end of the night. I mean, I'll open and I'll close. I'll do a full closing with them 2 days in a row, and just make sure that they're completely comfortable. I never want to see a client switch their point of sale and then flounder and feel like they have no support and they're just figuring it out on their own. I mean, all of my clients have my direct phone number. They'll call me. I mean, they're very respectful of my time. They don't call me for, small things that they can probably figure out. But if they have larger issues or anything happens, they always have somebody to get in touch with. Treez is really a high level of touch company because we understand this isn't an easy industry to be in. Regulations change daily. And sometimes you just want somebody who knows for a fact and can give you a definitive answer on something. Um, and, that's why we gain a lot of trust with our clients because we are there for them from the whole aspect of the company.
I've been standing right next to you at a major trade show. Watched you have somebody come right up to you, one of your accounts, ask you a bunch of questions. You call up the homie who's not at the trade show, and you problem solve it in the middle of it right then and there.
Yep.
I have physically been around you while you did that at MJ BizCon last year during the biggest, wildest, most active stuff, and seen you quarterback that to success.
See,
And
even if I'm away, I will still have somebody that I can tap in because this company, we're all a team of beasts. Everybody wants to make everybody happy and be successful. So people will drop what they're doing to help you out. I think that's a unique thing of Treez. We're all in this together. Like we really, really support each other.
not only
And
that,
that
but you
lets
guys
us
are out
support
there in
all
the
of our
community, dude.
customers.
You guys are active in the community. From
Yeah.
you talked a little bit about California. You physically live in New York. I mean, Treez goes and sticks the team and the staff members, the account managers, the specialists, the client. That they y'all stick them in the regions where you all choose to actually want to operate in the community at.
Yep,
And I
absolutely.
know it's a business and it's finance and it's data and this is all the dry, corporate stuff or whatever technology. But the reality is y'all can hang. We we actively partner together. Respect My Region and Treez. We do mixers. We throw parties together. You guys
Yep.
sponsor our stuff. We help you guys get involved with the different community events that are going on. There's stuff going on at MJ BizCon in Vegas coming up. New York, you guys are a NICRA partner. You guys are
Mhm.
actively involved with the different events going on there in the New York community. Let's pivot a little bit. I know you don't want to get too much personal into your world of what you've done in the past and things like that because you're dominating in cannabis and I don't even know that side of your life prior to Treez, and so we just won't go that direction. It can make us both look however we don't want to look. But what has it been like for you in New York, homie? Like, you come from out, you made the big move. You like you're out there, you're in a whole new culture and community. Like, what's that been like for you?
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I came out here just to support the New York market.
yeah,
So it's been great because it's like the brand new early days, like what California was. And I remember moving and transitioning California onto the metric system. We're waiting for that for BioTrack. But all these people, especially these operators, are like, oh, can we do this? What's that going to look like? Everything seems so like intangible. And it's really nice to bring them some clarity. I mean, like, listen, I've launched several new markets. I know how cannabis works all around the country. I don't just work in California. I work in New York. I work in Michigan. I work in Colorado, Arizona, etc.
Oh yeah, those
Missouri.
are all fun
So I've
markets
been
too.
everywhere.
Those are
Yeah.
all fun markets too. Even though Colorado don't get out much, we still show love to Colorado because it's the
Oh
OGs.
yeah.
Gotta
Yeah,
show
they are
love.
the OGs for sure. I
Come
was
on,
there
and they
the
got
first
really
day
good
they
oil there in
legalized.
Colorado.
They do. They fire oil. But yeah,
Fire.
I mean, New York has been just definitely an adjustment compared to California living. Not a lot of wide open spaces, but in terms of the market, it's just been so exciting because it's all brand new. Everybody wants to learn. Everybody is sharing knowledge. Everybody is looking for the best solutions. Obviously, there's interesting dynamics with the way everything rolled out that
Yeah.
we don't have to get into, but that's been quite eye-opening to see how the state decided to move with that. But
They
it's a
they they
lovely,
they're
it's
very
a great market.
they're pedal to the metal and then they're hard on the brakes sometimes over there in New York.
Oh
It's
yeah, they
yeah.
don't fuck around out here. That's for sure.
They're them retailers is on the gas. I believe there's we got one. I think there's two brands in New York that are top 10 in the country already. Congratulations to Heirloom, and I'm forgetting the other one. And then you've got one of the stores, maybe two of the stores in the Long Island area, pumping out more volume than almost any other dispensary in the country, including the stores in Vegas, which is insane.
That is insane.
Um, there's a lot going on there from a business standpoint in cannabis, and in my world, more importantly, there's a lot going on there in culture too, man. Like the music scene, the cannabis culture, like the underground, the trap culture, the smoke shops, the bodegas. There is just a ton of people there that love weed and love doing things, and it makes
Yeah.
New York a fun, special place, man.
And it's one of the first markets where you see this like entertainment and cannabis intersect, where we've been like so heavily regulated to not be allowed to do things like that. I mean, you see so many just like paint and smokes or like comedy nights, like, so it's really nice to see where the New York market is headed. And I think they've done some things like really great, like no compounding taxes. Thank you. That's awesome. So it's exciting to see what the next year is going to bring for New York, and I'm excited to be, part of its history and support these retailers and show them why we do power so many of California operators,
Right?
because we know what we're doing and we're happy to share what we know.
And this is a transition point. I'm glad that you said this. And for everybody watching, this was not a planned transition here. This is me freestyling. Y'all see the smoke, man. Come on. Hey, now before we continue though, hold on, Bianca. Today's episode, everybody, brought to you guys by Seedless Media. Make sure y'all tap in because I know what I'm talking about because the homies at Seedless continue to game me up in the world of marketing, man. Now, you just said why, find out why Treez powers so many California retailers. And you know what I know why that is? It's because you guys have no downtime, right? We talked a little bit about that last year after 420, the second or third 420 fiasco for some of these other companies that exist. Not everybody went down on every other competitor of Treez. We're just going to say that. Not every retailer in America went down just because they don't use Treez. All right, we just want to clarify that. Right? I know plenty of people that utilize the other ones that did not have any issues and they set records the same. But Treez, couple years straight now, no downtime on the busiest days of cannabis retail. Now, Bianca, what season is coming up?
Green Wednesday.
Black Friday, Green Wednesday, Small Business Saturday,
Mhm.
Startup whatever Monday, and whatever they are. There's too many of them now. There's like days on days on days.
Mhm. Oh,
But
yeah.
but it's a
We do a
huge
lot of preparation
opportunity.
to make sure that we never have any outages during high volume times.
Yep.
It's just worked. It's a part of our workflow. We're going to make sure that we support everybody. If anybody needs, further power, be it upsizing, prep for different things, we're going to do it. And we're going to make sure that on those busiest days, our retailers are completely up and running. And if anything happens, they have a person they can call We'll get them fixed over whatever it could be. I mean, debit terminal, whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing is we're just insanely responsive. So like anything that could possibly go wrong, things will go wrong, but things also get solved quickly. And it's all about knowing when something is going to get fixed. I think a lot of that frustration with having those outages on 420 was that people weren't getting any updates. Nobody knew when things were going to happen. They didn't have anybody to call. They would have to submit a ticket. Says we'll get back to you in 48 hours. You're like, it's 420. I don't have 48 hours for an answer.
Communication, it's like these companies, didn't plan for that to happen, which they knew would happen because the data was already there that it would happen. But it's like they didn't plan for how to respond, and thus were forced to react, and that using their current systems, and that just wasn't the move, right? Like I feel like you guys kind of flow seasonally with the size.
We're very proactive. We're gonna act on things if we ever anticipate any issues. Like we're not gonna just be like fingers crossed, hope for the best. We're like, let's get ahead of anything that could possibly happen because we owe it to our retailers. Like if they can't transact on a point of sale, then we're not doing our job.
Right.
So that is just like not ever going to happen. Like I
want to focus in on that part right there. If you can't transact on a point of sale, that's a payment processing issue. Maybe it's a Wi-Fi issue, right? Maybe it's some kind of internet thing, right? There's a lot of things that can happen in that world of just Wi-Fi and whatnot. But typically, if it's cannabis, I can't all of a sudden take my card. Most likely, it's something to do with payment processing. Now, I've heard, and shout out to homie Natasha Treez. I remember on our last episode, her talking about redundancy. You guys have a variety of solutions in place as backups in addition to the primary service you offer. And that's in a couple different things. And we can speak to payment processing, right? But things happen. It's cannabis. It's business. It's the internet. Someone could be digging right in your city, jackhammering.
Solar flares could happen. So many crazy
hurricane. Right? Well, I don't know if Treez got a hurricane prep, but that's a new thing now, all jokes aside, right? But the reality is things happen and you have to react. You have to have resources and solutions in place, processes in place to be able to still not have these retailers have downtime or too much downtime, right? That 48 hours or whatever it is. So can you speak a little bit about some of those solutions that you guys have in place to create that, what I would call operational excellence meets redundancy? So that way, when something happens, the operational excellence doesn't have to sacrifice too much.
I mean, it's kind of a vague question, but say something crazy happened, I don't know, a huge Wi-Fi outage or something like that. I mean, there are definitely tools that we can send for people to be able to do offline mode. There's also ways to, if your instance, your Wi-Fi is good and something's weird with the software, you can call your customer success manager. They can escalate it. Our team all jumps in, fixes whatever could be possibly happening, and gets you up.
A team of problem solvers are available.
A team of problem solvers, absolutely. Yeah. And we also have our Treez One Pay app. So, payments are a complicated thing out here in cannabis, but because of that, we're able to transition people into different options so that they do have minimal downtime and aren't only cash only through the weekend and things like that.
Yeah.
So I've never seen anybody ever run into a situation where they're down for hours. That's just not anything I've ever witnessed in the almost 4+ years I've been here. So
the Treez think tank can literally problem solve. That's powerful.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, if we can't keep you actively transacting, then we failed. So we're not in the business of failing.
Come on, man. Money grows on trees, literally, right?
Money
That's what they say, right?
Trees.
Come on, man. I love that. Bianca, I really appreciate you joining us here today, man. To have a senior customer success manager on the phone, on the horn with us, doing an episode, really, really powerful. You think about the experience, all the problems we talk about, the think tank of receiving phone calls. You're on that think tank. You often kick off that think tank with a new problem. If you can't solve it yourself, that's when you call the team. So that means up in here, you have seen so many different things, scenarios, problems. You've already problem solved through so many of these things. I find,
and also just helping with change management, especially when you're switching point of sales. I mean, from helping your GM understand how to do their job to the best of their ability. Your accounting team, things have changed for them. I mean, we understand every aspect of this industry and how to support it. And so that's why we try to make you guys, when you're with Treez, you're able to have full support from us.
Full support from Treez. Now, Bianca, before we get you out of here, I wanted to give you the opportunity. Do you have any other secret goodies that you can screen share or share with us?
I do.
Ooh, yes. Let's get into some data. Let's do one more little segment on some data. What kind of goodies you got over here?
So probably one of my favorite ones is our product sales and inventory. Everybody just needs like simple reports of what's selling, what's not.
Yeah.
But we do even a further comparison because we'll also show you how you've managed previously. So we always do comparison metrics. Sorry, let's go here. So you can just see like where you're at with units sold, sellable velocity, how rapidly are you selling products from your sales floor. And then we'll give you your comparison metrics. So it's really easy for you to spot your trends, like say quarter by quarter, month over month, that type of stuff. You can also come in here, rank your brands. I mean, we even have like a full suite of like filtering. Say you want to see what products, what brands you sell the most. Let me get that back in descending. Gotta love demo orgs. So you're like, okay, so here's what I'm selling the most. And you can even tie that back to, are we ordering enough? Are we ordering too much? And tie that back into your purchasing habits, as well as like drilling into what SKU sell. Maybe you're purchasing an array of products from, a big distributor, and they're just giving you like certain products that they have. But there's ways to drill in more granularly to understand what actually sells with your demographic versus what's just a blanket product that you have just because they have it in stock. And then you can really go into like, your top counts here, see what you're selling based by product type. And then we also do like a full monthly dump. So if you're an accountant, you're a business owner, and you just need to see your high level data points, you can. But if you are getting more granular and truly assessing your product array, your sellable velocity, all of those types of things, I mean, you could just do that within this dashboard. It's pretty amazing.
Wow.
And then this ties really well into like your inventory performance, where we actually take it one step further. I always say use these in tandem for like reordering and understanding. Oop, looks like it's not loading today. Okay, demo orgs. Gotta love it.
There it is.
And then also like corresponding, what products you sell versus what you have in inventory. Like one thing I always show inventory managers, it's like if your product array over say 3 months is broken out into like, we're 31% flower, 29% carts, pre-rolls, and then your inventory array is completely off, where you're like way more overloaded with edibles than flower.
Yeah.
You aren't necessarily purchasing for what you're selling. And so it's easy to take this and then come in here and look at this and compare it. So this just gives them like a nice, simple way of starting out of how to assess their inventory and what they're selling versus what they're purchasing. And, a lot of people got into this in very different ways.
Front of house, back of house, quarantine.
Oh yeah, this is the best. And like, they don't necessarily have the training in it. So I literally do like a full inventory manager, like boot camp training, work with them, to make sure that
you can give them
what they're doing.
Some of those key points to really watch.
And what to look at and how to understand it. It can't just be like, oh, here's this data. They're going to have the most context to attribute to that data and know why it says what it does. And then they can make actionable decisions based on this data. But in a lot of these other systems, this type of info is really hard to pull out, or you've got to pay a third party or whatever the case is. I think retail analytics is one of the most robust tools to support your business and ensure that you are profitable.
Huge. Retail analytics, man. You all better get gamed up and reach out to Bianca if you guys have any questions. I know her just showing me this last like 7 minutes of it right now. I'm over here like, damn, do I need to subscribe to Treez? Like, how do I get
Dude,
more of the
do a
data?
full
Like,
demo with me. I'll blow your
wow,
mind.
that is
I'll blow your
crazy.
mind.
Man, no, I think you know what? I'll take you up on that, Bianca. I'll have to. Maybe I could get me and some other people together. Maybe we could put together an official Treez times RMR little retail webinar. I think that
That'd
could
be
be
sweet.
super valuable for people, man, because these kinds of key analytics, key moments, key indicators, all this points a direction. And if you guys can string together a playbook or a strategy that really stacks, well, you can be buying product differently and making more money on that product. You could be, instead of getting BOGOs from this brand, you get BOGOs from this other one, right? And you can,
Or arm yourself with tools to negotiate with your vendor.
yeah,
I mean, there's a whole lot more in here that really helps the retailer make like actual decisions, and always stay up in there, stay profitable essentially.
Anything else you want to show on this one?
I mean, there's a lot. I don't know how much time we have.
Just break it down. What's that one? What are we looking at right there? What you got there?
I mean, this is like units by brand, so you can always check that out.
Oh yeah, see, look at that. That one. See, people like to be able to see them bar charts. That they just equate the larger ones with. Oh, that one must be killing it, right?
Well, but what's really cool about this is like, okay, I see what I have units by brand, but if I compare this into my product line performance, I can also look at
brand and product line.
Yeah, like here, let's just look at it by like flower. Ooh, I wonder if this one is populating. Oh, looks like it's not. Okay.
Oh yeah, shout out.
That's why you got to do like a full.
I know. It's okay. You're teasing. I'll be in the meeting. And to anybody too that feels like they're missing out, man, you all better tap in with me. This is great. So even a good example right down there below, right? That one right there shows that bar chart down there, right? That one showed the like how many units are moving by brand, right? That one down there on the left, yeah. And then you could probably
you also have like so it's like how many units you have, your cost of goods, your potential gross sales, units remaining, and then we tie all of this information in inventory performance to your sellable velocity, so you understand how many by this brand are you moving daily, how many units do you have on hand, will you be out of stock within X amount of days, and we really built in like a restocking report in there for you to easily call that out or know, okay, we're really overstocked on these brands. We don't need to place an order just because it's been 2 weeks. And then we also take all of this information and tie it into your deals and how you should actually build out a deal. And I wonder if this one is loading. I know we're in a little sandbox environment, but this one's very cool because if you're looking at all of your products, this is like discount planning. So you see like, okay, say it's like, okay, we've got Halloween coming up. People are probably going to want to grab like a bunch of pre-rolls and edibles or something like that to take out into the streets, right? So you could be like, all right, well, what are we working with on pre-rolls? And get like a good list of like all those. How long have they been your inventory for? And then start thinking about like how to do deals. So you can be like, all right, here's all that I'm working with. I have this many days. I'll have these through Halloween. How many units do I have? And then I could say, all right, well, I definitely really want to build this to like, maybe I want to clear up a bunch of languishing inventory. I would go to average daily velocity and be like, okay, so what type of deal actually helps us move inventory? So this BOGO actually moved the most inventory. So I'm gonna be like, I'm doing a pre-roll deal because I want to get rid of these pre-rolls for Halloween. And like, instead of it being $1 amount off or percentage off, I'm going to do some BOGOs out of here. So, because my goal is to move it. But if my goal is to, let's say, make profit, let's see if it changes. It could still be the BOGO. It could be something else. So now this is another BOGO. Yeah. So BOGOing out, but a little bit different. So it could be a buy 3, buy 2. You'd actually then tie it back to your previous data and see how you built it and see how that performed. So these are all great stepping stones to just get more and more granular. And that's what I love about retail analytics is you can go from a really high level and then really, really drill in and pull out some really actionable items from there.
Huge. Oh, we got the motherfucking LA Popo going crazy over here, man. Come on. This is amazing. So again, imagine for those of you, you're a cannabis retailer. You have holidays coming up damn near every month, every year, right? Now, thanks to American culture, you have made up holidays for entire groups of
Everything.
demographics of people, thousands and thousands and thousands of types and millions of people. You've got fun holidays, you got Star Wars stuff, you got all these different reasons to create. And this kinds of data can not only help you get more granular as you're saying, but help you literally define the deals that you want. You can plan them out for the year, change and adapt as you get closer, and obviously A/B test as you go. Now, this is powerful. Bianca, I really appreciate you sharing this information. As always, I learned so much thanks to you guys at Treez and what you guys have committed your guys' lives to. You know, you guys are the premier cannabis enterprise software platform, and I stand on that one. I may not know how to use it all every day, but the reality is that I go to many of your guys' retailers, and you guys get nothing but love
It
for
would
how.
take you 5 minutes to learn it. It's
Yeah,
the easiest point of sale. It's stoner proof. It's awesome. I
that's
mean,
that's what
I'll
they
train somebody
actually.
in 5 minutes.
And I know she says it right, but guys, but you know, and I am just a cheerleader at this point, right? That loves Treez, that appreciates Treez. But the reality, though, is when we go these places, when I'm in the stores, you see me posting. When I'm making the content, when we're interviewing people, we only ask for people that appreciate it, that like it. And there's literally like they're all like, can I be on it? I'm down to be on it. Like, there's never a person that's like, you know what I mean? It's all love for Treez all the time, and we
Hmm.
appreciate you guys and your dedication to that. Bianca, I appreciate you for your hard work and your hustle to have earned your opportunity to be the senior success manager there at Treez. I think that's super dope. You're a badass. You're a badass woman, and I appreciate you hanging out, rocking with us, doing interviews with Shelby in the past, and doing content with me. It's just thank you for being here
I
with
love
me
it. I love
and
the
spending
Respect
your
My
time.
Region. I love you
Come on,
guys.
man.
I love what you're doing.
Thank you for being here, everybody. This was the 109th official episode, man. Bianca here from Treez. Make sure you guys tap in if you guys have any questions. It's a full brat fall and winter right now. You know what I'm saying? We're out here getting it in every day. Make sure you guys reach out. Treez.io if you need it. You can Google Treez as well. They come up. It's Treez with a Z for you guys, you know, that got problems spelling or can't find it, the helpless folks. But for those of you that, you know, that need it, you guys can reach out to me. You can reach out to Bianca directly. I'm going to tag her in the comments on this LinkedIn post. Bianca, do you have anything you want to leave with the people before we get you out of here?
No, thank you for listening.
Come on, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day. We will catch you on the next one. Morning Joint, JP.